Jaipur is home. It's a city I've grown up in, a city I've always known. But sometimes the things that feel the most familiar are the ones we understand the least. Jaipur is a city of detail, from its architecture to its craft. Everything here is layered, precise, and deeply considered. And maybe that's why something like Gewar feels right at home here. You see this everywhere in Jaipur, in old markets, in iconic shops during festivals. It's a part of the city's rhythm. This looks delicate, almost fragile. But to make it takes precision, patience, and years of practice. This is Gewar, Rajasthan's most loved and Jaipur's most celebrated mithai. Now, I'm in my city, Jaipur, to understand how something so intricate can become an identity of an entire city. So I'm here at Lakshmi Mishtan Bhandar, one of Jaipur's most iconic sweet shops. Hi Ananya, thank you so much for letting us do this. Thank you so much.
It's all a pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about how Gewar happened? Who invented Gewar and how is this become such an iconic mithai of Jaipur?
So, no, it is one brought up in Jaipur,
Yeah.
but my great grandfather gave it a twist,
Okay.
because of which LMB is famous for its Gewar, which
Okay.
is known as special paneer Gewar.
Okay.
So earlier Gewar was only made with flour batter, maida, but he was not convinced. So he thought what we could do to take it to another level. So he roamed around entire India full of pilgrimage. Then he realized that something has to be done. So then he came back. He experimented for like 7-8 years
Wow.
with various ingredients. Then he eventually did with fresh cottage cheese, chena, paneer.
Paneer.
Yeah.
Oh wow. नमस्ते प्रहलाद जी, आप यहाँ पे कितने साल से हैं? 25-26 साल. My God, this is truly a work of art. I mean, इतनी गरम भट्टी के सामने बैठ के घंटों घंटों घेवर बनाना, पता नहीं कितने घेवर बना लेते हैं आप प्रहलाद जी?
मैडम जी बन जाते हैं 200 के बाद.
200 घेवर रोज. 200 घेvers in a day sitting in front of this. It's not easy because Rajasthan is such a hot state, and right now we're in the peak of summers. It's about what, 35-40 degrees Celsius in the morning, and as the day sort of progresses, it's only going to get hotter and hotter till it reaches 50 degrees Celsius. But the work will not stop. They will still be making 200 घेvers per day, every single day. I'm actually so nervous because now Chef Prahlad is now going to show me how to make gholi. Gholi is basically the batter of the घेver, and it is so tricky to make. There are so many little details in it, fine details in it that can go missing. And even one skipped step means that the final result of the घेver is not going to come out the way we want it to. You know, the right kind of caramelization, how much, I don't know if they add milk or not. I'll just get to know right now. Whenever I've made घेver, I add a little bit of milk. So every person has their own way of making घेver, and every place makes घेver in their own way. Some are a little bit more caramelized, some are a little lighter. And the ingredients that you put in, how you put them in, how much you know, whatever this is called. What is this called? This is called, how much you beat the batter will really define the end result and the quality. So yeah, I think there are many nuances. Let's go inside because I think they've already set up something lovely for me inside to learn how to make it. Come with me. Okay. Amazing. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Wow. अच्छा, घोली बनाने के लिए सबसे पहले क्या
घी
क्या
ले लिया
लगेगा?
हमने.
घी. ये गरम घी है या
गरम था.
गरम घी है?
गरम.
ठीक है.
इसको यहाँ डाल दिया था.
परफेक्ट.
ये हो गया. अब इसमें लगा लिया हमने बर्फ.
इसमें बर्फ डाला.
तो इसको इस तरीके से जमाना पड़ता है.
बस ऐसे.
तो
कब तक?
जब तक ये सेट नहीं हो जाए,
ऐसे.
जब तक जम जाए नहीं ना, जब तक करना पड़ता है इनको.
ठीक है.
वैसे ही चलाना पड़ता है.
Okay. So in technical terms in pastry, we will call this creaming. He's basically creaming hot ghee with the help of ice. And it's so beautiful to see how creamy the ghee has become. It's almost like a moisturizer.
मैडम जी तैयार हो गए.
So this is ready.
रेडी
Ye ready hai.
रेडी.
That's the texture that we're looking for. So, as you can tell how beautifully he's creaming with all his strength actually, the cream ghee.
मैडम जी तैयार हो गए ये.
बस
ये फूल गया.
फूल गया. हाँ. So if you can see, this is nice and creamy now.
अच्छा इसमें देंगे हम पनीर.
अच्छा अब आप इसके अंदर पनीर डालें.
ये पनीर देंगे मैडम जी.
आप इसका मतलब वजन लेके करते हो चीजों का या अंदाजे से?
मैडम जी बदन लेके करते हैं.
वजन लेके करते हैं ना. वाओ.
अब मैडम जी इसमें लगेगा पानी.
And now goes in the मैदा. अच्छा आप इसको बहुत ज्यादा स्मूथ करने की कोशिश नहीं करते हो, ये दरदरा ही रहता है.
हाँ ये मतलब ऐसा होता है. अब ये गोली लगेगी ना तो इसमें बिल्कुल शेप हो जाएगी. फिनिशिंग आ जाएगी. ये मैदा वैदा सब मिल मिला के एकदम फिनिशिंग हो जाएगी.
So this is the trickiest part about mithai. As he's doing it, it looks like there's no effort going in. But the amount of muscle strength, arm strength that's being used here, and he'll know exactly when it's at the right consistency. And I, as a chef, I'll look at it and I'll know and I'll remember that, okay, fine, this is what the texture should be like and this is the consistency. But when I make it in my kitchen tomorrow, that's the true test to really know whether I've understood every little detail. So I better focus.
इसको मिक्स करना पड़ता है
बहुत देर तक. पर आप कितना जोर लगा रहे हैं इसको?
ताकत लगती है ना.
कितना ताकत? जैसे ताकत तो लगती. ताकत तो लगती. बस ऐसे ऐसे ना, ऐसे ऐसे फुलाना है इसको.
मिलाना है मैदा को, उसको सब पनीर एक में हो जाता है मैडम.
Heavy. कैसे कर लेते हैं हम? Where is the stand mixer when you need it? Where? It's clearly a one-man show here. And slowly, slowly, you know, the consistency is loosening up. And this beautiful white batter, when it goes inside hot, blazing ghee, will turn into the most beautiful ghevar. इस टेक्निक को कुछ कहते हैं क्या?
इसको मिक्स करना कहते हैं.
बस मिक्स करना ऐसे. As the consistency loosens, you can tell that the batter is becoming smoother and smoother. As you can tell, the consistency is now, it's loosened up and the grains have also become finer. Our batter is almost ready. Goli is ready, goli. It's nice and fluid now. Okay, he's not watching. I'm just gonna go up. Wow. This is like Harry Potter's wand, only that it's making magical gevers right here. And I'm not joking. ये कोई मजाक की बात नहीं है. इतनी गर्मी है यहाँ पे इस वक्त जहाँ पे मैं बैठी हूँ. The respect that I have for the halwais of India is no joke. क्योंकि आप लोग जो करते हैं, कमाल करते हैं. कैसे करते हैं हमें तो नहीं पता. बट कमाल करते हैं। आपसे अगर मैं आज कुछ सीख के जाऊं तो ये मेरी खुश नसीबी होगी।
लो आराम से आराम से फिर बन लो।
Wow. The way it's splattering. If you come and see the splatters, that's where the magic is. ये मुझे क्यों लग रहा है मैंने मेरा जला दिया?
नहीं मैडम जी नहीं जला।
तो ये तेल तो बहुत गर्म है। At least this must be at least what 200 घी।
लो मैडम जी 5 तो 5।
मेरे लिए घी धीरे कर रहा है।
आपके लिए धीरे कर दिया मैडम जी।
क्यों आपको लग रहा है मैं चैलेंज नहीं ले सकती? Wow. You know, as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that if you don't have a steady and a rhythmic flow of pouring this into the center of the hot blazing heat, you're not going to get it right. अच्छा, if it doesn't jump, वो side में नहीं आएगा. Oh. ये मैं नहीं करती, पता है? This is the part of the technique that's very. अच्छा, एक मैं आप लोगों को बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताना चाहती हूँ। अगर मुझे शेफ डांटे नहीं कि मैं आप लोगों को ये बीच रास्ते में बता रही हूँ। पेस्ट्री में फ्राइंग एज अ टेक्निक सिखाई नहीं जाती। तो ये जो टेक्निक है फ्राइंग की, वो जब मैंने पहली बार घेवर बनाया तब मुझे समझ में आया कि कितनी मुश्किल है, कितनी मुश्किल है। किस टेम्परेचर पे फ्राई करना है, कैसे टेम्परेचर लो करना है, कब टेम्परेचर हाई करना है, आसान नहीं है। ये घी हम एकदम सेंटर में पोर कर रहे हैं। इट्स नॉट फॉर द फेंट हार्टेड, इट्स नॉट फॉर द फेंट हार्टेड। घेवर की सेल सबसे ज्यादा कब होती है, किस सीजन में होती है?
त्योहार में मैडम जी। एक गणगौर तीज गणगौर।
हरियाली तीज?
हाँ हरियाली तीज। और वैसे 6-12 महीने चलते रहते हैं।
पूरा साल चलता रहता है।
पूरे साल चलता है।
लोग जयपुर आते ही इसको खाने के लिए। सोचो आप, कुछ आते हैं जिनको देखना है जयपुर, कुछ आते हैं जिसको खाना है।
के नाम ये मशहूर।
इसके बाद में मुझे एक बार आपसे चाशनी के बारे में भी सीखना है। कुछ चीजें प्लीज बता देना ताकि मेरे को मेरी किचन में जाके अब इस घेवर से एक पेस्ट्री बनानी। डोजिंग इज जितनी जल्दी आप बैटर पोर करते हो,
जितना फास्ट कर देना तो हम बार-बार ऐसे नहीं लगाते। अच्छा। एक बारी वो लग गई ना तो चलती रहती है। उसी हिसाब से आग के हिसाब से दाल लगती है, कमती हो तो कमती के हिसाब से लगती है, ज्यादा होती है ज्यादा के हिसाब से लगती है।
हां, तो दिस इज
पीस एकदम फिनिशिंग आता है। ये सामने है ना ऐसे। बन गया मैडम जी, बन गया। मेरा
पहला घेवर एलएमबी को।
रख दो।
वाओ। चलो, इतना खराब भी नहीं बना।
नहीं मैडम ये 19-20 का फर्क था इसमें।
वैसे मैं इसका क्या क्रेडिट लूं? मुझे पता है सारा मैजिक तो ये बैटर बनाने में है। तेल कितना गर्म होना चाहिए कैसे पता चलेगा?
मैडम जी ये तो क्या पता नहीं पड़ा, हमारे पास तो फुल टोस आ चाहिए इसमें। जितनी हाथ होगी ना घेवर इतना ही सफाई से आएगा मैडम। मतलब आप फुल पे ही बनाते हैं? मैडम जी देसी घी तेल नहीं है।
सॉरी, घी सॉरी घी एकदम हाई फ्लेम पर रखना है।
हाई पे
और उसी में फिर हम ये डोजिंग जो आप बोल रहे हो वो करना है।
अब आँच आ गई इसमें।
आँच आ गई इसमें। अब वापस बना रहे हो। अब मैं आपको वापस आपका वॉन्ड आपको वापस गिफ्ट करके आपको धन्यवाद बोल के मैं नीचे आ जाती हूँ। तो इसकी सेल सबसे ज्यादा कब देखते हैं? हाईएस्ट सेल कब होती है?
जुलाई टू अगस्त।
जुलाई टू अगस्त तब इसकी हाईएस्ट सेल।
इट इज ट्रेडिशनली मेड अक्रॉस इंडिया in monsoon only. It is us who make, and the market also now started making round the year.
अच्छा.
But people initially made it only in July and August, like monsoon months.
और कोई एक दिन जिसको आप बोलोगे जब हाईएस्ट सेल होती है गणगौर या हरियाली तीज के बीच में?
हाँ. So days before Teej, like which we call Sinjara.
Sinjara. अच्छा.
When girls go to a,
जब girls अपने family अपने in-laws side
जाती हैं, they put मेहंदी, take gifts, return gifts, all these things.
और गर्ल के पेरेंट्स यूजुअली उनके इन-लॉज को घेवर गिफ्ट करते हैं
and relatives and everyone else.
I think it's a beautiful thing about Rajasthan. अपने इतने सारे फेस्टिवल्स हैं, कल्चरली वी आर सो रिच and it's beautiful when you see, you know, these little traditions कि कैसे एक मिठाई ही है वैसे तो देखा जाए, बट कितना important part है उस पूरे festival का और कैसे सब लोगों को वो साथ में लेके आता है. And I'm pretty sure कि 1 से 2 लोग उसको आराम से खत्म कर लेते होंगे एक घेवर को, really, as a special occasion. But नहीं, this is amazing और it's incredible. मेरे लिए बहुत important है कि through this show मैं हलवाईज एज अ कम्युनिटी, यू नो, व्यूअर्स के पास लेके आऊँ, उनकी कहानियाँ बताऊँ कि कितना मुश्किल होता है जो काम आप लोग करते हैं और कितने कम लोग हैं जिनको पता चलता है बिहाइंड द सीन्स होता क्या है ना. तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास में चाशनी है एंड दिस शुगर सिरप इज मेड अप ऑफ saffron, cardamom, sugar, water and a little bit of milk just to clean the impurities of sugar. And if you look at the consistency here, it's ek tar ki chashni hai. It's called ek tar ki chashni, which is basically one string consistency. So if you can look at this. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. So as you can see, the honeycomb-like texture on top, this beautiful caramelized honeycomb-like texture on top. The syrup that's been poured in, the sugar syrup, it's just literally getting into every single pore of this beautiful, gorgeous mithai called Ghevar. The Ghevar by itself, it doesn't have a lot of flavor. It has more texture to it, right? And it is a little bit caramelized. But the flavor infusion in the Ghevar happens in so many different ways. First with the chashni, where you can add, saffron, cardamom, also rose water. And second is if you add any kind of rabdi on top of it, then the rabdi itself is flavor. And then you can experiment the way you want to with whatever flavors you like. किसी ने बहुत सोच के इसमें बहुत डिटेलिंग में जाके ये बनाया है और ये टेक्निक्स बनाई है. I mean, just look at this. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? You know, the texture, the honeycomb, the thickness, the border. Everyone cannot achieve this, let me tell you that. I have tried making Ghevar many a times and failed miserably to get this border around it. What looks easy to achieve, honestly, is not. It is very, very tough. I'm going to break it now. Wow. I can literally feel the chashni that's gone inside every pore of this beautiful mithai. And I'm sure it tastes amazing. And you know something interesting? It'll last you for 7 days, but with every passing day, the experience of eating it and the taste changes. It becomes, some say it becomes better, some say it becomes different, but with each passing day, you'll feel the texture becoming slightly softer in the center, and yet it'll remain crisp on top. Cheers. Every mithai has its own story, some rooted in rituals, some in history, and some in the hands of the people that continue to make them every single day. I think I've grown up around Ghevar, but I've fully understood it for the first time today. But you know what? The journey doesn't end here, because I'm going to now take it back to my kitchen, where I share something new with you, with a new expression, a new lens, a new vision altogether.
So, Chef, what are we ideating today? So today I am trying to play with entremet. I'm going to make an entremet, which is a French layered cake, and you can really play with the textures in this. So yeah, I think a nice citrus flavor is coming to mind. I might use oranges in the mousse or as the insert inside, with some of the orange bits coming into your mouth, because I think it'll just add more depth of flavor. Also, the citrus will break through the sweetness of the ghevar, because when you add syrup to the ghevar, I feel like it's going to break that sweetness. And I'm also planning to add a sponge inside the entremet, a Jacquemin biscuit, which is again a French sponge. It's very light. It's not very thick, but it is quite light. And you can really imbibe it with the orange juice and it'll take in all that flavor. I'm also planning to add a veil to it. I know you might think I'm overcomplicating it, but trust me, I have seen very complicated entremets and this is still pretty simplified. I think an orange veil will look beautiful and very delicate. And then as the crown, I'm gonna add ghevar exactly how it is. I'm not gonna reinterpret it. I'm not going to play with the ghevar. I'm gonna let it be exactly how it should be. Add a quenelle on top with the same rubbery mousse that I'm making. And a gold leaf. I think that's gonna look very nice and minimal. Yeah. I think I'm happy with this. So on one, I have another citrus flavor family, which is passion fruit and lemon. And in one I have orange, which is basically a clementine orange. So I think between the two, I want to go with the orange. I like that flavor more. Let's go. Let's see how this is going to turn out. ओके सुनील, सबसे पहले अपन घेवर बनाते हैं,
ठीक
है ना? हम घेवर बनाएंगे, उसके बाद में जैकॉम बिस्कुट, फिर ऑरेंज इंसर्ट बनाते हैं,
ओके,
फिर मूस बनाएंगे,
ठीक है,
उसको क्विनेल मोल्ड में भी डालेंगे और बस, ठीक है? तो पहले घेवर से शुरू करते हैं। घेवर के लिए सबसे पहले हमें घी को अच्छे से गर्म करना है, ठीक है?
ठीक।
अब देखो, मैंने भी ये कुछ ही बार बनाया है, ज़्यादा बार बनाया नहीं है, बट नाउ दैट आई हैव द एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस फ्रॉम द शेफ्स एट LMB, I think I can do a good job. Okay, meanwhile, while he's heating up the ghee, I'm going to take out whatever looks like a parat in a pastry kitchen. अब बहुत मेहनत करनी है क्योंकि घोली बनाने वाले हैं। शेफ प्रहलाद ने हमें बताया था LMB पे जब मैं गई थी। The process of frying is apparently more satisfying than that. इसके अंदर एक बड़ा सा बर्फ, and now we're just going to cream the hot ghee with the ice. We need to get rid of all the excess water. और ये बहुत ज़्यादा important step है. I'm going to take out all the excess water from this. So this is what we have. Creamed ghee. अच्छा, जब तक मैं ये कर रही हूँ सुनील, मैंने डिसाइड किया है कि ऑन्ट्रेमे में हम ऑरेंज डालेंगे, तो मुझे फ्रेश ऑरेंजेस यूज़ करने हैं। दिस लुक्स लाइक अ मॉइस्चराइजर लिटरली। LMB ने डोसेज एक चम्मच से दी थी और हम डोसेज देंगे इससे, स्क्वीजी बॉटल। ओके, कपल ऑफ थिंग्स टू रिमेंबर जो हमें LMB में बताई गई थी, वो थी कि हमारे पास में थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा गरम घी साइड में होना चाहिए। सो चेक। सो आई गॉट घी हियर, अ पैन, घी एंड द रिंग, एंड आई हैव सम एक्स्ट्रा घी हियर टू pour on top. The batter is ready in my squeezy bottle. Let's splatter a little bit to see. Yeah, this looks like it's ready. First attempt of making ghevar is always like a pancake. The first pancake is always bad. The first ghevar is always bad. So let's hope. देखते हैं क्या बन रहा है। Okay guys, not a very proud moment. It's a disaster. But as is every first pancake, like I said, second time's a charm. I'm not happy with the jali. I'm not happy with the base. We're gonna do this again. Attempt number 2. Let's add some ghee on top. And what I notice is that because of adding this ghee, that jali is being formed. The jali that's formed is actually coming in the center now. Okay. You can see the difference between the jali there and the jali here. This batter has been made with milk, not with paneer. So that also is a bit different. If you noticed, so what milk really does, or what any dairy product really does in a ghevar, is that it makes the color a little bit more caramelized. Now they use so much paneer in it that of course it had to caramelize. And I've used a little bit of milk, because of which I can see a little bit of color, that brown color. I'm happy. Let's go on to the next step, which is making the entremet with our jacon biscuit, the insert and the mousse. So while I was ideating this dessert, I had a thought. Why not use the most elegant and soft and light French sponges called jacon biscuit? Now why I love this sponge is because it's very flexible, so it's perfect for entremets, layering entremets. You can soak it, it imbibes beautifully. And I think it's every pastry chef's dream sponge. Now, if you don't want to use a sponge that comprises of eggs, because this one does, it's made up of egg whites, sugar, almond powder, icing sugar. Because we're making a clementine ghevar entremet, I thought why not add a little bit of orange zest into our jacon biscuit with a little bit of vanilla. But if you want to make this eggless, you can use any eggless sponge that you like and just add a little bit of vanilla and orange zest in it, and it'll still taste the same. So first things first, we're going to take some egg whites. ये हम डालेंगे चुटकी भर टाटा नमक. Joking. Cream of tartar is basically a stabilizer. Whenever you're whipping egg whites, I think adding a pinch of it or 2 pinches of it just helps the egg whites not deflate quickly. I also add this when I'm making macarons. So now the trick here is, as soon as you see the egg whites are foaming up, you can then start gradually adding castor sugar into this. And this technique is called French, it's a French meringue. I'm just taking the remaining orange zest and putting it in, mixing it in with the castor sugar. So the flavors infuse with the sugar. And then I shall add this into the egg whites. My God, it smells amazing. I want you to see this. Just look at how this beautiful yellowish, orangish color. And this is infused castor sugar. Just a touch of vanilla. I have a prepared tin here with foil, a cake ring, which is lined with a little bit of butter and dusted with some flour. Just going to tap to get rid of any extra air bubbles, and this goes into bake. Now we're going to make the insert. This insert is going to go between the mousse and the jacqueline biscuit when we assemble the entremet. Now I'm using fresh orange juice with the orange bits because, you know, when you cut into the cake, I want the juices and the bite of orange to come with each bite that anybody takes. So, castor sugar. Now, as the setting agent, you can either use gelatin sheets or agar-agar. I'm using agar-agar. This is made up of seaweed. Just gonna mix it in. Now you can either let it sit at room temperature and it'll still set, or you can just pop it in the fridge for a couple of minutes and that's good too. First things first, before you make any entremet, or any mousse rather, gelatin sheets, we need to bloom them in ice cold water. This is step number 1, period. Now this can set. Meanwhile, we are going to make the crème anglaise for our mousse. So to make a crème anglaise, a couple of things that you need to remember. Crème anglaise is sort of like a custard, right? You cannot overheat it. It cannot go beyond, let's say, around 75 to 80 degrees Celsius at the max. So we're going to make a very delicate crème anglaise, and I'm going to infuse it with the flavors of saffron and cardamom, which will give it that amazing flavor that sort of reminds you of rabdi. We've got saffron. I think India is just so rich in its spices, and this particular one is my favorite. And हम सबके घरों में ही मिलता है इलायची पाउडर, cardamom powder. Again, a bomb of flavor. Now, coming to the recipe, we're going to take egg yolks. It's important to whisk the egg yolks before you add in the sugar, because if you notice an egg, there is egg yolk and there's egg white, and it's tied to this thin thread. It's called a shalaza. So I'm basically breaking that up and then adding in castor sugar or castor sugar, whatever you call it. Okay, that's what it looks like. We're going to let it be here. And then in a pan, in a saucepan, I'm just going to add milk. Now, I'm going to infuse these flavors into the milk. And we're going to add the cardamom powder. Just look at that. And now very gently we're going to heat this. We don't want it to come to a boil, so be careful of that. Now I'm going to temper the egg yolks with this infused warm milk. Just mix it properly once to make sure there are no bits of eggs remaining in the bowl. And now we transfer this mixture back in. And now very gently we're just going to stir this mixture till it coats the back of this spatula. That's all. So as you can tell, this is now thickened. Can you see how the milk is not coming back together and it's totally separated? This means our crème anglaise is nice and ready. So we've got our bloom gelatin here. We're going to add that right here on top of the white chocolate. And then this beautiful rabdi crème anglaise gets poured on top. Thank you. Now we let this come to room temperature before we add in the whipped cream. And then our mousse is ready. Okay, it's time to make my favorite thing, the orange whale. Orange juice, freshly squeezed, agar-agar and honey. As soon as you add the bloom gelatin inside the hot orange juice, it just dissolves instantly. This is just to get rid of any air pockets. If we look here carefully, we're done with the Jacon biscuit. We're done with the orange zest, ghevar. We're now on to the mousse. And yeah, the only thing then left, oh, we're done with the whale too. So yeah, we're done with quite a few components. Okay, now to finish the mousse, we've got the chocolate and creme anglaise mixture here. And I've got some softly whipped cream here. Now this goes into this and we're just going to fold it in, and voila, we have the most beautiful light and airy mousse. So I'm just going to take a little bit first and mix it around to loosen the consistency. So I'm taking a very simple round silicone mold and I'm coating the sides first. That's the orange insert. And that's the Jacon biscuit going on top. I'm just going to tap it. And now this is ready to go into a freezer for at least 9 hours or overnight ideally. Everywhere we've traveled to, all the halwais have told us, ek tar ki chashni, and now we've also made our ek tar ki chashni. So, we've got our entremet. Perfect. And now we add the beautiful ghevar on top. And that is my Clementine Ghevar entremet.